I hear footsteps only when I'm alone. I never used to be afraid of silence. In fact, I liked it. After long days surrounded by noise, traffic, people, voices that never stopped, I needed quiet. My apartment gave me that. A small place on the 3rd floor, old building, thin walls, cheap rent. Too quiet, but I didn't mind until the footsteps started. The first time I heard them, I brushed it off. It was late. Around 2:30 a.m., I was lying in bed, scrolling on my phone, lights off. The apartment was completely still. No TV, no fan, just silence. Then I heard it. Step, step, step. Slow, heavy, like shoes on wooden floor. I froze. The sound was coming from inside my apartment. I held my breath and listened. My heart was pounding, but I told myself it had to be my upstairs neighbor. Old buildings carry sound weirdly. Everyone knows that. I waited. The footsteps stopped. Silence returned. I laughed quietly at myself and went to sleep. That was my first mistake, because the footsteps didn't come back the next night. They came back only when I was alone. I noticed the pattern a week later. Whenever I had someone over, friends, coworkers, even my sister, the apartment was normal, quiet in a normal way, no strange sounds, no footsteps. But the moment I was alone, step, 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 always late at night, always slow, always measured. The footsteps never ran, never rushed, never creaked randomly like old pipes. They walked with intention, like someone who knew exactly where they were going. And worse, they never sounded like they were coming toward me. They sounded like they were circling. I started recording at night, leaving my phone on voice memo while I slept. The next morning I listened. Nothing, just my breathing. A car passing outside, no footsteps. That scared me more than hearing them. One night, I decided to confront it. I turned off all the lights and stood in the hallway, holding my phone like a weapon. The apartment felt colder than usual. The air was heavy. Then, step, step. From the living room, I whispered, "Hello." The footsteps stopped. My stomach dropped. I took a step forward, heart racing, and turned on the light. Nothing, empty room, couch, table, shadows where shadows should be. I stood there for a long time before going back to bed, telling myself I was imagining things. But imagination doesn't leave marks. The next morning I noticed something strange. Dust footprints, faint, partial, like someone had walked barefoot across the living room floor. But here's the thing. They stopped right outside my bedroom door, facing inward. That night, I didn't sleep. I sat on my bed with the lights on, staring at the door. Midnight passed, then 1 a.m., then 2:17 a.m. Step, right outside my room. My chest tightened. My hands shook. Another step, closer, slow, deliberate. I screamed and threw the door open. The hallway was empty, but the air felt disturbed, like someone had just moved through it. I ran to my car and didn't stop driving until sunrise. The next day, I went to the landlord. When I told him about the footsteps, his face went pale. "You hear them only when you're alone?" he asked quietly. I nodded. He sighed and leaned back. "That's how it starts." My blood ran cold. He told me the truth. The previous tenant lived alone too, said the same things. Footsteps at night, only when no one else was there. He started sleeping with the lights on, then sitting up all night. Then he stopped leaving the apartment. One night, the neighbors heard footsteps, but he wasn't walking. They were coming from inside his walls. They found him in his bed, eyes open, heart stopped, no signs of struggle, just one thing. Deep footprints in the dust around his bed. Facing him, I moved out the same day. New apartment, new building, new city. For a while, everything was fine. No sounds, no fear. Then one night I invited a friend over. We talked late, laughed, watched movies. After he left, I locked the door and leaned against it, relieved. Silence. I smiled. Then I heard it. Not footsteps, breathing. Slow, right behind me. And that's when I realized something. The footsteps never followed the apartment. They followed me, and they only walk when we're alone.